Let's read from the book of Ruth, chapter 4, verses 14 and 15. I read, "The town women said to Naomi, 'Blessed be God. He didn't leave you without family to carry on your life. May this baby grow up to be famous in Israel. He will make you young again. He will take care of you in old age. And this daughter-in-law, who has brought him into this world and loves you so much, why? She is worth more to you than 7 sons.'" Praise the Lord. We are looking at the book of Ruth and the character of Ruth, but our title tonight is The Priceless Woman. The Priceless Woman. The story of Ruth is very fascinating. It has a lot to learn, especially the woman fold, as well as the men. And the conclusion of the verses we read, we read something there very specially that is touching. It is concluded that by the women who came to celebrate the birth of the son that Ruth brought into this world, in their singing and rejoicing, they concluded that Ruth is worth more than 7 sons. What a conclusion. What a thing to say. And that's why tonight I say again that we are going to look at what we title The Priceless Woman. Now we must begin by accepting the very simple truth, the matter that began it all. We see Ruth devastated by lots of unfortunate events. In Ruth 1 to 5, there we got an experience where Naomi, because of what happened back in Bethlehem, the conditions, the situations, the crisis, she had to pick up whatever was hers and leave to a foreign nation. When she got there, life went as it would. She enjoyed life for a moment. Then there was a crisis that hit there. This time, her 2 sons, who had gotten married to the women in the place where they sojourned, those 2 guys died. And Naomi had no other choice as she should than to return to Israel. Now, you just think of a young woman who is married to the love of her life, then missed him suddenly by death. What that feels like, what heartbreak and heartache. You may wonder what it is when true lovers meet together and they live their lives, completing one another and having scheduled whatever they do, and life is going according to their plan. Then unfortunate things happen. One of them dies. And it's the man this time, leaving the woman. The other son passed away, leaving the woman. Now 2 women, plus the mother 3, no man to help. That pain alone can break and bring down joyful spirits, cripple everything, and create hopelessness, misery, as every plan, everything is broken to nothing. This was the situation that Naomi found herself. This was the situation that these two young women found themselves. Now it came to pass that Naomi had decided she wants to go back to Israel. And these women who had left family, left culture, left traditions, abandoned everything, and clave to that which they had gotten, the new faith, the new God, the new family, they decided to go with Naomi. But to their dismay, instead of Naomi comforting them, cheering them up, encouraging them to go with her, Naomi also was another party, rejecting their presence, doing what she could to send them back. And in it all, one of them, Oprah, decided to return. But thank God for Ruth. Ruth stayed and stayed her course. Now, all that Naomi had wanted to do to push Ruth away from her, Ruth decided that I got married to this family. It is and has been my family. I'm not returning. Have nowhere else to go. She is going to go with Naomi. Oh my God. I just want you women to look at it closely. This young girl, Ruth, was of a different culture, a different nationality, different tradition entirely. But because she gotten married by that covenant of marriage, she knew she has to stay and stick to the family now that she has. There was no turning back. She was not regretting about it. She was not going to abandon it. And so she claved and decided to stay with Naomi. And she saw herself as a comfort to Naomi. You know, she knew she had been with Naomi for a long time. They had had fun and great moments. And to leave Naomi now alone and go back to her family, she knew the pain Naomi would face. So she decided to stay with Naomi and to go with her. And I'm glad she did. And that was a priceless decision. That was a move that only God can put in the hearts. And I'm praying, it's my prayer that as many that are espoused, let the Spirit of God, the presence of God, put something in the hearts of the spouses that glues them together, keeps them together, binds them together in all that they do. So in her devastation, Ruth did not lose the connection and the relationship she had, in spite of the fact that her husband is dead. Now she was determined to keep trusting to the end. And that is a beautiful thing. Ruth was decisive to keep Naomi company. It is an indication that Ruth found relationship not only in her husband, but also in the God of Israel. She was willing to continue rather than to go back to her idols. Ruth was so determined to die in the faith that she has now found in the God of her husband than to go back in a culture that is godless. She was married to the righteous traditions of the people of Naomi and the God of Israel. Her faith was steadfast. That the faith of women of God may be steadfast. Whatever happens, whatever the condition, the situation, whatever the journey in life, the twists and the turns that may come, my appeal, my prayer is that your faith may be steadfast. Your determination to continue like Ruth may be steadfast. For this is a priceless virtue. That's why Ruth can say to Naomi, don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go. And where you stay, I will stay. You are people, my people. You are God, my God. Where you die, there I die. And where you be buried, there I'll be buried. May the God of Israel deal with me, be it ever so severely, if even death separates you and me. What a wonder. Now, Naomi may have never expected this from Ruth. After all, the older daughter-in-law and the sister-in-law to Ruth had returned. But Ruth is standing steadfast and going. So when Naomi realized that Ruth was this determined, she had no choice than to stop. And this was a victory unto God from the voice, the life of Ruth, from the heart of Ruth, her commitment in a relationship for which the husband is no longer even there. But because she trusted in the God of the husband and she knew she had a bond of relationship with Naomi, she stayed. And that is priceless compared to women, unfortunate as it is, who will abandon their husbands and abandon their livelihood, turn their back to everything and go their way. This is a contradiction to the nature of being and life that goes on today, where spouses, though their families are, their partners are still alive, but their best relationships are with friends out there. And their best moments are with other people out there. So much so that when they come back home, they make home difficult. Out there, they spray money. Out there, they become sensational. Out there, they become playful. Out there, they seem to be joyful. But when they return to their homes, they make their homes gloomy, sad, sorrowful. Where they come in, where a spouse will come in and another spouse is going to sleep. All the children begin fiddling and finding discomfort. It's the same person out there. Everybody is joyful, living together, happily together, doing things together. But when he comes back home, a lion has returned. That is the nature of life in some families today, as I speak. But thou, woman of God, if you will be priceless, a woman, a priceless woman like Ruth, then it is the relationship in your home. That's where it begins. The joy, the bond, the being together begins in the home. If your home is not set, but you are set, making things set out there, then of course you are not building. Now, when Ruth had gone past her devastation, what befell her, and had proven her determination, what we see next of her is that this young lady in a strange land is going to say something very special to her mother-in-law. When she came in that land, she did not fold her hands and sit. She knew the mother-in-law is old. She has to take care. She is in a foreign land, not within her people, a different set of people, different set of culture, traditions, and everything. But she knew she had to do something to sustain that family, to sustain her mother-in-law. And so she said to Naomi, "Let me go to the field and glean corn after him in whose sight I shall find grace." And of course, Naomi said, "Go, my daughter." Oh, that we begin experiencing where daughters-in-laws will work in collaboration with their mothers-in-laws, where mothers-in-laws will embrace their daughters-in-laws, and where the family will be united in one. So it was that this woman of a different nation is giving us a lesson that only God can teach us. And it pleased God to teach us this lesson by using the figure of Ruth. So Ruth went and did the job. She will go and do the job and do everything, and then do her duty out there, come home, prepare the meals and set everything. In her workplace, she created a healthy environment, respectful relationship. She was not just intuitive, she also grew gracefully in action. Her words were always carefully selected and seasoned and touching. Why? Because she knew that out of that will bring her favor. Now, that is the life Ruth lived, a life of taking care. He had promised to take care of Naomi, and she is delivering in taking care of Naomi. She took care of Naomi. This shows us that she took proper care of Naomi when they were in her own land. If she can cross it over and be taking care of Naomi in Israel, that is the beautiful thing. Now, she had a diligent relationship and partnership with all she came across. For so it is that we read, and when she came to her mother-in-law, she said she was always there with her. When she was around, they were in conversation together, communicating together. She was receiving advice from mother-in-law. She was putting it in practice. They were always together, doing things in common. And because of this, Naomi now became open to Ruth. and begin giving Ruth advices on what to do and how to do it. And for a conclusion, it is good to hear that Ruth said, as it is written, and she said unto her, now Ruth saying to Naomi, all that you say, I will do. All that you say, I will do. We need to come to a place where in the family relationships, the mother-in-laws and the daughter-in-laws, the father-in-laws, let me chip that in, and the sons-in-laws are working together, because that will produce a healthy relationship, a healthy family, a healthy marriage. For Ruth, what happened to her has happened. For Ruth, her determination to live and to take care of her mother-in-law was a priority. For Ruth, creating a relationship that will enhance their being together, living together joyfully unto the end was paramount. So I want to say that God will honor them who are wonderfully putting their families first before everything else. For he will bless, because he knows that when you are blessed, what you are blessed comes in your family. We do not see Ruth getting the berries and the corns and everything in the farm to a different house. We do not see Ruth giving priority to friends out and leaving Naomi home. We saw Ruth bringing everything back home. And so when the family is put first, when the relationship in the family is put first, then you know Christ will certainly bless that family. Now Ruth herself embodies a royal love to God. Naomi and her people were all of great concern to Ruth because he loved God. So women, it is time that we love God. For when you love God, certainly you love the people around you. Do you want to be priceless? Begin loving God. When you love God from the bottom of your heart, loving people, the people around you will become easy. So she demonstrated that love, loving God and loving human. So put that in your agenda. It will take you places, open doors, and you'll be wonderfully blessed. Ruth found favor, Ruth found grace. That does sound like a general blessing that is so simple as we would all say, God bless you, I am blessed. But this was very special in that she was wonderfully honored, and God laid a foundation that is priceless, that would be remembered, and her name will always be, in spite of the fact that she is a Moabite, not an Israeli, not an Israelite, a Moabite, a foreigner, an immigrant. But something is special about this woman. She listened well to her mother-in-law. She listened and well, certainly, to her husband. That is why she developed great love for God. And that is why she was able to take this journey further, even when the husband has departed. Her love and actions for Naomi helped take away the pains and the frustrations of Naomi. Turned the life of Naomi around. And Naomi, who said she is bitter, her name is bitter, she is bitter, she became a focus and a center for merrymaking. You see, when one is faithful and responsible and obedient, cooperating, having a relationship that is loving, and keeping an eye on eternity at the same time, that woman certainly will break out, will break through, will break forth in the things of God. And the glory of the Lord shall come upon such a woman. And Christ on earth will elevate her and establish her. And in heaven, certainly, that woman will hear, "Well done, my faithful daughter." So it is the appeal that women live the life that will reflect God, commitment to God, determination to follow God, a life of love and great relationship that begins from the family, and then the leaves, the branches, flow to the neighborhood, to the church, to the entire nation. But the root should be, and the stem should be deep in the family. When the root is deep out there, and only the leaves are reflected in the family, woman, you've missed it all. So woman, get ready to factor in every good thing that God is ready to touch your life in doing in the world. Because God wants to do something peculiar and special in you, and of course, by you. Set yourself like Ruth did, who will not abandon Naomi. Do not abandon God when things don't go your way. Let friends not talk you out. Let circumstances not push you away. One thing I will say, for any woman to be priceless and to be known as a priceless woman, it begins from the home. It will be the husband first to say, "This my lady, this spouse of mine is priceless." Because God will have sanctioned it. And the church will know it. The neighborhood will enjoy it. The workplace will identify with it. Naomi was praised at the end because of Ruth. And Ruth was blessed at the end because of Naomi. So let there be a healthy family relationship. And let life begin good at home. For you are blessed. You are priceless. And be priceless. And live it as Ruth. God bless you.